We begin with the Chiefs and NZ Rugby's investigation into what happened at their end-of-season party on August 1st at some hot pools near Matamata in the Waikato, of course. It was a black mark on rugby and the Chiefs in particular, Steve Tew said. But NZ Rugby's CEO also said, and I quote, "The alleged sexual assault did not take place as reported in the media." The woman known as Scarlett said some players had groped her, thrown gravel at her and that she had felt intimidated and been abused. New Zealand Rugby this afternoon announced it will not charge any Chiefs player with misconduct but gave the team a collective warning because while it was, quote, wholly inappropriate for professional rugby teams to engage in events of this nature, end quote, allegations of sexual assault had not been substantiated. The woman herself says she's disappointed but not surprised by the outcome of the investigation. Our reporter Max Toll was at New Zealand Rugby this afternoon.
Our investigation has found that the allegations made publicly are not substantiated by those witnesses' accounts, and as such we will not take action against any individual players.
That was New Zealand Rugby's chief executive Steve Tew almost completely absolving Chiefs players of blame for their Mad Monday. He says there were sober witnesses not connected to the team who saw the whole thing and contradicted Scarlett's claims. Nevertheless, Tew says it's a black mark on rugby and the team will be formally cautioned, even those players who weren't at the function. But why?
They're being cautioned because they have made a poor decision in hiring this form of entertainment as a group of players that can be recognised as the Chiefs.
So they shouldn't have hired a stripper. Yet Steve Tew says New Zealand Rugby won't be formally banning clubs from hiring them next year.
I hope we don't have to put a ban, and I think it'll become very evident when we put out our the communication, the lessons that have been learnt from this, that it's just inappropriate for professional players to be hiring entertainment of this sort.
The Chiefs coach Dave Rennie says his players are a fantastic group who simply made a mistake.
We've worked really hard to build a strong culture, and this group of men will be the best that I've ever worked with. There were poor decisions made post-season, and we accept responsibilities for that and have to put in processes to ensure this doesn't happen again.
The Players Association's chief executive Rob Nichol is also defending the team.
This is a good group of young men and they take that really seriously. So they're embarrassed, they're disappointed in themselves, and now they're actually looking to put their hand up, take that responsibility and move forward.
The Chiefs admit a number of sponsors have now dropped the club, including My Food Bag. Its chief executive Cecilia Robinson says hiring a stripper doesn't reflect the values of the business.
I don't think, it's necessarily something that is endemic of other people or other players, and so, we do have relationships across other rugby players as well, and so, I don't think that you can condemn a whole sport for something like this.
The woman at the centre of the storm, Scarlett, issued a short statement saying she's disappointed the players have just been cautioned, but not surprised at the outcome. But what exactly is a formal caution? Steve Tew insists it's a serious black mark.
The best way of summing up the players' response to this is they've accepted that they made a very poor decision. They've accepted that they've now got a caution on their record. So from an employment point of view, that is actually about as far as we think we can take it, and it is a serious moment in their careers. If there's any repeat offending of any type, this letter will come out of the file and be taken into account.
So what is an appropriate end-of-year function? Steve Tew says it would involve a few drinks, food and the involvement of the players' families. For Checkpoint, Max Toll.